Alright guys, I'm back with another video. I was just doing some brainstorming, and I remember in one of the previous videos that I posted a few days ago, I said that I'd be making some videos about a few of the guys who inspired me to start filming, and this is an example of one of those videos. The channel is named Stiletto, you know, like the classic knife from back in the day, Stiletto. That's the name of his channel. Obviously, he'll be linked in the description below. We've become pretty good friends here on YouTube. I affectionately refer to him as Uncle. He refers to me as nephew. And I've gotten a lot of good, solid advice from Stiletto, Uncle Stiletto. And one of his favorite blade shapes happens to be a Tanto. Mine is as well. He's a cold steel fanatic. I am as well. So I thought it would be pretty cool to make a video getting his channel a shout out so that you guys can go over and check him out and see all of the awesome knives that he has. Majority of his collection is cold steel, but he does have a lot of Hogues. He has a lot of CRKTs, Bryant Tie designs. He's got some SOGs. He does great stuff. Awesome stuff. And I'm telling you, if there's anything you need to know about a cold steel, or if you have a question about a cold steel, I mean, other than Lynn Thompson, Stiletto's, you know, the first guy I think of who to ask. So let's start it out here with the first knife. My Recon Tanto. I've showed this one already. This is an S35VN. I went and looked up some specs here just in case anybody's curious. I'll rattle them off real quick. It's a 4-inch blade. It's got a 5 3/4 inch handle. Overall length is 9 3/4, and the blade thickness is 3.5 millimeter. It's an awesome knife. I love it. It's my EDC, one of my EDCs. I carry a few knives every day, but this is always in my pocket, as I've mentioned before. Love this knife. I do also want to get the clip point version of this knife because it looks really cool. The spear point as well. I want to round out my Recon collection and then go to the minis. I do have one micro. I have the spear point micro in AUS 8, and that is in my fifth pocket. My little fifth pocket of my jeans every day. So, moving right along. Next I have the SR1 Light. Not the greatest blade steel, you know, but hey, it works. It's 8CR13, but one of the coolest things about this knife, like the original SR1 also, look at that chunk of steel. Oh my God, look at that thing. Tough as nails with that triad lock. It's a 4-inch blade. It's got a 5 3/4 inch handle, 9 3/4 overall, 5 millimeters thick. So the specs on the SR1 Lite, and the SR1 for that matter, because they're the same specs, are very similar to the Recon. Actually, they're the same handle length, same blade length, but sorry, this is kind of difficult to do with one hand. There's your difference. Could you imagine a Recon with a blade as thick as an SR1 or an SR1 Lite? That's something I think we need to have. That would be sick. So, moving along. Next up, I have over here my Voyager XL fully serrated. This is an AUS 10. It's the XL model, so it's 5 1/2 inch blade, 6 3/4 inch handle, 12 1/4 overall, with a 3.8 millimeter blade. You guys know it. You love it. I know a couple of guys have shown this video before. Mikey over at CEREBRAL BALLSY channel. Shout out to you, Mikey. I'll also link his channel in the description. He did a sharpening video about the Voyager Tanto in large, just a plain edge version. Really cool, awesome video. From what I've heard and from what I've seen, Mikey's got some amazing sharpening skills. So if you guys could, please do me a favor and go and check him out. Again, his name is Mikey. The channel name is CEREBRAL BALLSY, and he'll be linked in the description as well. So that's the only, I think that's it. Yeah, that's the only folding Tontos that I have at the moment. So I'll move into fixed blades. Right here, awesome little knife. The Spike Tonto variant. This is in 4116 stainless. So this is the 4116 stainless version. I don't know if the camera's going to focus. There it is. Awesome little neck knife. I love this knife. The specs on this one: 4-inch blade, 4-inch handle. If you know how to add, 4 and 4 is 8. And the thickness on this guy is 3.5 millimeters. Awesome neck knife. I have all 4 different spike models. The newer, I guess you could call these the newer spike models, because there have been a couple variants of the spikes in the past. So eventually I'll do a video on my full cold steel spike collection. But I'm just weird like that. I couldn't buy just one at a time. I bought all 4 same time from the same seller on eBay and got all 4 as a package deal. So moving right along, moving into the fixed blades. Up first for my Tonto fixed blades is the Recon Tonto. This is in SK5. This is made in a couple of different variants. The ones that I know of are San Mai 3V, this one here in SK5, and I think the original was Carbon V, if I'm not mistaken. But this is the SK5 variant. I love this knife. This was one of my very first cold steel Tontos, and this is the bug that got me into cold steel fixed blade Tontos. This was the first one. Specs on this guy: it's a 7-inch blade, 4 3/4 inch handle, very comfortable grip. I have plenty of space still on there. Like I've mentioned before, I wear a medium-sized glove, sometimes a large depending on the brand of the glove, but more times than not, medium-sized glove. I've got a full grip and then some on here. Overall, it's 11 3/4, and the specs say 4.8 millimeter, but we'll call it a 5 millimeter blade. The Recon Tonto. Up next, the leather neck Tonto. I've shown this one in a video recently. I love this knife. It's an awesome knife. It's in German D2. Specs on this guy: 7-inch blade again, 5-inch handle, 7 and 5 is 12, and 5 millimeters thick. The leather neck Tonto. I'm trying to make this a quick video. It's just a couple of the Tontos that I have, and again, the main point of this video was to shout out Uncle Stiletto. And last but certainly not least, my favorite Tonto overall that I have, probably favorite Tonto period, and this is one of my top 3 fixed blades in my collection that I have. The Warcraft Tonto. 7.5 inch 3V blade, 4 3/4 inch handle, 12 3/4 overall. It's a monster. It's a beast. I love it. So part of the reason I made this video here is this is a perfect example of, the times that I talk with Uncle Stiletto. I was conflicted between getting this and getting the Magnum Tonto 12, the 12-inch Magnum Tonto at the time. I was looking at them on eBay from a seller. Prices weren't that much different, and I was stuck. I always said that this would be the monster Tonto that I would buy when I had the spare funds to do so. And then I kept seeing the Magnum Tonto 12, and it started to slowly creep into being even with getting this on my want list. So I shot a quick message off to Stiletto, went back and forth with him, and he basically reaffirmed the things that I had already been thinking, and I went with this one. I do plan on getting the Magnum Tonto 12 eventually. I want to get it in 3V. I know they have it in San Mai, but I believe that's either available already or it's going to be available soon in 3V. And after getting this knife, I fell in love with 3V. I want to get the 5.5 inch version of this one here, the one that's DLC coated. But I don't know if you guys know or heard or not or saw maybe. Smoky Mountain Knife Works, when they were at SHOT Show this year, they went to the Cold Steel booth. They spoke a few minutes and took a look at a couple different models with Keith Stickman. He is the Cold Steel guy, the Cold Steel man now, that Lynn sold the company. So Keith is the go-to guy for Cold Steel. He's running the show. Awesome guy. Check out Cold Steel's YouTube channel if you haven't already. They put out recently, maybe about 2 weeks or so ago, they put out about a 53-minute video of Keith up at Lynn's ranch with him and Luc LaFontaine, and it's an awesome watch. If I can remember, I'll try to link that video also in the description. Check it out. They did a whole bunch of training and stuff like that, but I'm starting to ramble here. But the point of that is, when Smoky Mountain Knife Works did their little booth preview with them, they showed something in that video that made my jaw drop. Those of you that know this knife know it was released in 3 sizes: a 5.5, a 7.5, and then a 12-inch. 3V. This one and the 12-inch were DLC coated. The 5.5-inch was just like a, Cold Steel stonewash, kind of like the Voyager here. And you cannot find the 12-inch version of this knife anywhere. Well, during that interview from SHOT Show 2021, I don't know if I called it SHOT Show, from Blade Show 2021, they showed 2 new models. This knife, the Warcraft Tonto, is going to come out in a few different variants. They're going to release it in the 5.5, the 7.5, and also in the 12-inch version again. In 3V, it'll have the black G10 handle with what looks from the video, it looks like it's going to be this stonewashed, coated, or not coated, but this stonewashed version of the blade. And then they're going to do a budget version of it. Same sizes again, 5.5, 7.5, 12-inch, but instead it'll be the 4034 stainless for the blade steel, and I believe the same handle material that you see on the SR1 Lite, the Formax Scout, a couple of different models. So if you know that Grivery style handle that Cold Steel does, I mean, it's great. It's great. Most of their knives, you can't tell the difference between the Grivery and G10. You can't. It's really not that much of a difference. I prefer either one, especially when it comes to Cold Steel. Neither one bothers me. I love their G10. I love their Grivery. Doesn't matter to me either way. But I was super excited, and I am super excited. I haven't seen that information in any other video other than that one. It's a real short little clip in one of Smoky Mountain Knife Works interviews there from Blade Show, and that's the only information I've seen on it so far. I haven't heard anyone else talk about it. Outside of that interview, I haven't even heard Cold Steel talk about it, but I did see they did have some examples there on the table that they showed in the video. So I'm super excited about that, because the Warcraft Tonto very, very quickly became one of my all-time favorite Cold Steels. And I've been collecting Cold Steels for, I'd say, from at least 1999. Yeah, I was 10 years old. Maybe 11. Somewhere around there. But it's been a very, very long time. I'll show my very first Cold Steel that I ever bought. Bought it as a minor. I was a minor. A friend of mine and his dad, we went to a gun shop. Long story short, I left with a Cold Steel. That was my first knife that I owned. That was mine. That wasn't given to me or just, I wasn't allowed to use because we were out camping or something like that. But it was my very first knife. I'm not going to say what it is because I will show it in a video soon. But sorry for rambling. We're pretty much at 15 minutes here. Again, please, I'll link them down below. Check out Stiletto. Check out Mikey, CEREBRAL BALLSY. I will link those guys in the description. They're awesome guys. They make awesome content. And it's definitely worth your time. Thanks for watching, guys. Again, I'll post another video as soon as I can. I've got a day off coming up here soon. Friday and Saturday I'm off, so I'm going to try to crank out a few videos between those 2 days. I'm not sure what they are yet, but I'm sure something will come to me. Thanks again for everything. Thank you to everybody who has come over and subscribed. Scab, thank you, my brother. A couple of people have already commented that they came over because you sent them. Thank you for the shout out in your video the other day. I really do appreciate it. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate everybody that's subscribed, that's watching my videos, and you guys are keeping me motivated to keep putting out some videos. Hope they're not boring. Hope I didn't ramble too much. But again, thank you guys. You guys be well. Take care of each other. Aloha.